Hi there guys. Today I'm going to be describing my 3 diameter method, and for short, the 3D method. Alright, so just remember that the D stands for diameter in this case and not dimensions. Alright, we have been given a front view as told and an XY axis, and you can clearly see by the top view that I have a cylinder. Right, the front view is cut in quite an awkward way. And when I've been given the circle in my top view, I need to know to divide that circle into 12 equal parts, like dividing a pizza, and you're going to be sharing that pizza. Right, so we're going to be dividing the circle into 12 equal parts. I have labeled 1, 2, 3, and labeled 4, 5, 6, labeled 7, 8, 9, labeled 10, 11, 12, and we get back to 1. So we're going to be dealing with a development, and if I wrap a piece of paper around this surface on the circumference of the circle and unravel it starting with 1, I'd have to go use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 back to 1. Alright, we'll always get back to 1. Alright, so if I go a little further and explain the 3 diameter method, I'd have to go ahead and construct a line from the very bottom of my circle, and please remember that this first distance over here will be the diameter. Alright, diameter being this line over here, or any of these lines that stretch from one side of the circle through the center to the other side of the circle. Alright, so in this case over here, this diameter was given as 40. So I've taken the distance from here to here as 40. The distance from here to here is 40. And the distance from here to here, 40. So in total, I'll have 40, 80, 120. Alright, so there we go. 3 times my diameter. Once I've done that, I'm going to be taking the very top corner, which is number 5. Okay, remember circles don't really have corners, but this point over here, number 5, I'm going to be drawing a horizontal line onto my vertical line over here. It's going to produce this point over here, and I'm going to be connecting this point to the very end of my 3 diameter line. Therefore, it actually gives me my circumference of my circle. Right, so there is another way of working this out, a mathematical way, but we're going to be focusing on this method over here. We don't need our calculators, just in case we have some kind of human error occur. We then go ahead and we project from our front view the height being given. Alright, that height over there needs to be projected. Our ground level needs to be exactly on the same ground level as the XY axis. Therefore, this height equals this height. I'd like to quickly explain to you that this distance over here would obviously need to be this distance over here, the circumference of my circle. Alright. Let's take a look at the actual solid shape that I have been given. There you can see how this cylinder has been cut. And if I had a top view, you can see that it would end up being a circle. Alright, now that we've had a bit of understanding, let's hide this one again. Right, and carry on with our development. The next step that I'm going to have to show you guys is the fact that this is the circle circumference. Alright, I don't want to show this label. We'd typically have to go ahead and draw a line. This line here is at any angle. What we'd have to do is we'd have to go and divide this line or add 12 equal intervals on this line from point 0. Alright, you'll see down the bottom over here, I've got a little bit of extra space. that doesn't matter. The distance from here to here is the same as the distance from here to here, the same as the different distance from here to here. So each one of these intervals need to be equal. Alright, we're going to be using our sliding set square method here for a moment to find these lines. The most important line that I'm going to be drawing is going to be from number 12 to the end of the line, because I'm going to be dividing this line over here into 12 equal parts. Why 12? Well, we said that we're going to be dividing our circle into 12 equal parts, isn't it? Just like a pizza. So we'll have to unravel this and get it on a nice flat surface, and therefore these points will portray each one of these points on my circle on the circumference. Okay, so you'll go nice and neatly go and label each one of these points so that you know exactly what's going on, and you're going to connect number 12 to the very end of that line. Use your sliding set square to draw parallel lines, and you'll then have a result where you're dividing this line into 12 equal parts. The next step will be to project each one of those points up directly to the very top of the height of your actual development. Make sure that you clearly label it. Here we go again. We have number 1 starting, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and back to 1. Our flat sheet of paper has now wrapped right around this circle and got back to 1. That's why 1 will always end up back at 1. If your development had to start with 2, it would obviously then have to end with 2 as well. Our next step now will have to be projecting our actual points up to the actual circle, the actual cut portion that I want to find on this development over here. You'll notice that these 2 points over here look very, very close in height, but there is a clear difference when you do start projecting across. Okay. Please note also that you will have to label these. There we go. You'll see that this was labeled 10 and 4. When I projected it up, I labeled it 10 and 4. The next step here is 5, and this one here is 9. So when I projected it up, I labeled this point 5 and 9. The next step over here, these 2 points over here, is 6 and 8. I projected it up until it hit the surface or this line over here, and that was labeled 6 and 8. And then lastly we have number 7, projected up and obviously landed up with 7 labeled over there. Right, so once I've projected each one of these points right across to my development, I need to go and match up my numbers. Once I have my numbers clearly matched up, so I'm going to just go through that. Number 4 meets up with number 4, the line for number 4 at the very top. Okay, remember this information from the front view will give us the height of each one of these points. 4 meets up with 4, and 10 meets up with 10. I've actually put those plot points in there for you already. Number 5 and 9 will now need to be found. This point over here projected across to my development finds line 5. Remember, we go 4, 5. This is line 5. So I have 5 projected up to this point, touches this surface or this line over here, projected across to my line 5 in my development, and I plot my point. The other one is 9, which is along the same height, and I've got 7, 8, 9. The next step will be 6 and 8. So I go to line 6 and 8, which is 6 over here. Now remember I said to you guys that these 2 points are different in height. Let's just zoom in. Thanks to SolidWorks, we can actually zoom in on this, and we can see clearly that these 2 have a clear difference in height. There they are there. Right, so now that we've distinguished those 2 points and the projection lines, we are going to clearly go project each one of those points, 6 and 8, across on line 6 and line 8, and we're then finally going to find 7. 7 across to line 7. Just zoomed in on those points so that you can clearly see that they're not at the same level. These 2 points over here fall on that line there, and this point over here falls on the bottom line. Okay, they're the points that are plot. And now I'm going to simply go ahead and hide all this so we can actually see exactly where we have what. Right, they're the points plot out of a constructed development. Those are obviously the parameters that I'm working with, and I now have to go ahead and find the final development. This will then be drawn in final line. You'll be using a flexi curve or a French curve obviously to get these points to join nice and neatly. Alright guys, so there we go. You could label that the development of your front view or development of your cut cylinder. And I hope this has helped you guys in bringing some clear understanding. And if you need any extra assistance, please comment on the videos. If you want to, you can pause, you can play and replay the videos at any point. Thank you for watching.